Hey, welcome back. This is week 13 of my 14-week half marathon training plan. We are literally a week away from race day and I couldn't be more excited. As you can see, I'm already in the Isle of Man. However, the training for this week still took place back at home in England. What did I do on basically the final training week of this plan? And I say training week because this was the last week that I did some harder runs. This coming week is just about staying on your feet, running a bit, but not pushing too hard, because the worst thing I want is to get an injury the week before I start to run a race. What I did this past week was I still did a longer run on Sunday. I went for a 14k run. This was just a really nice feeling. I didn't misread my watch again this time, so I did actually go 7 kilometers out, 7 kilometers back home. I just decided to take an energy gel with me on the run, just so that I could practice what it feels like to take the gels while running, just so that when it comes to race day, it's not completely foreign. Even though, yes, I took gels during the Saucony 10k, I just figured, you know what, always practice. And I know that there's always the horror stories of people taking gels and then getting an upset stomach midway through a run. So I figured, you know what, give myself a fighting chance. Let's practice with them so that on race day, nothing can go wrong. And it is such nice weather. So we went out early in the morning. I think it was already 26 degrees. It was warm. This entire week has been really, really warm. Who would have thought that England has such nice weather? I think, yeah, it went into the high 20s, maybe even the early 30s in the afternoons these past few days. So yeah, we went out, we did a 14k run. It was perfect. It was an easy pace, just getting out there, going for the distance. Even though, yes, I'm running at 21k at the end of this week, 14 kilometers was just the number that my training plan worked me up to. I didn't want to get too high too quick and then get an injury. So 14 was just me following that 10% rule that I started out doing 5 kilometer runs, and over the course of several weeks, I'm now at 14 kilometer long runs. And after the runs, I always stop in the garden and have a high five electrolyte. The tropical flavor is by far my favorite flavor out of all of them. So hey, if you ever want to pick up an electrolyte tablet, I recommend the high five one. Run number 2 of this week has been the hardest, but the most eye-opening run that I did of the entire training block. I went out and I did a 8 kilometer run. I think it ended up being closer to 9 kilometers in the end, besides the point. What it was a 1 kilometer warm-up, followed by 5 intervals of 4 minutes duration.
First interval done. I'm about to finish my first rest period. And then we're gonna go again. Go with 7 seconds. Let's go. There we go.
So you go 4 minutes as hard as you possibly can. And it's all relative to how you're feeling. So you run as hard as you possibly can, then you have 4 minutes to recover, 4 minutes hard, 4 minutes to recover, 4 minutes hard, 4 minutes to recover, and so on. So that you do 5 sets of 4 minutes really, really, really hard. And I loved it. I'm wearing the new shoes, the Magic Speed 4s. I really couldn't do this without those shoes. So that is a big plus for me. In the first 2 intervals, during those 4 minutes, I managed to do more than a kilometer. So I was running at a sub 4 minutes per kilometer pace. Now that was so eye-opening to the fact that I wasn't looking at my watch to say, okay, I need to hit a certain pace goal. I was just running hard. And the fact that I can go sub 4 minutes for a kilometer now is so empowering to think, okay, well, yeah, I can do it. I'm not running at that pace for the half marathon. I'm gonna go and aim for a 4 minutes, 45 seconds per kilometer. But the fact that I can hit speeds sub 4 is really, really positive. I'm doing something that I really enjoy, and I'm seeing noticeable progress. And I guess that's the benefit of having a YouTube channel like this, where you start at week 1 and you are doing 5 kilometers slowly, and it is kind of hard, whereas now 14, 13 weeks later, and we're doing harder sessions that are feeling easy. I actually enjoy the harder sessions more than I enjoy the easy sessions, because I feel that noticeable change, that I am improving and I'm getting better. And that, maybe placebo psychologically, makes me feel like a more capable runner. I can't promote these guys enough, but at the end of this run, because I was so hot and so sweaty, I needed an electrolyte. And it might be placebo, but I always feel like having an electrolyte makes my recovery go quicker. It makes me feel better, so I quite enjoy taking them. Anyway, that was week 13. I'm now in the Isle of Man visiting my parents, planning to run the Isle of Man half marathon at the end of this week, so Sunday. We are less than a week away at this point. I'm doing my last week of training here. The next video you will see in this series will be my final week's training, and I can't wait for race day. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe. We are so close to the end, so stay tuned for the final result, the thing that we've been working for the last 14 weeks. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.